Yeah, I love that. And I am also curious about how you had this idea of, learning more about personal finance and financial freedom. So what did it take for you to go from, that initial idea stage to actually taking action?
Okay, I guess it was like a couple of things.
Hmm.
First was like to really ground myself in why I want
Yeah.
financial freedom or
Hmm.
to be financially empowered.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm still refining my answer for this. And
Hmm.
what I've come up with so far is that I want the freedom to spend my time however I choose. And for
Hmm.
me, family is a big thing, and the people that I care about, I want
Hmm.
the freedom to spend time with these people, like quality
Yeah.
time. And money is a tool that enables me to do so.
Hmm.
And with money, I can have more experiences. We can take vacations, we can have nice
Yeah.
meals, or the option to do so, because it's not always the luxurious stuff and like the
Hmm.
expensive stuff that matters, but
Yeah.
it's the freedom, the time freedom to do that. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then what moved after that was prioritizing myself. And when I'm
Mm.
saying
Hmm.
prioritizing myself, I had to think about this way. So at that time, I was still a teacher, and my priority, as I saw in my actions, were going towards my students, and I
Hmm.
wanted to be the best teacher I could be for them.
Hmm.
And that was a weird belief, like two beliefs to have at the same time, because if I want the best for them, I need to be the best for myself first. You cannot give if
Hmm.
you are empty. You cannot give
Yes.
if you
Hmm.
are exhausted. You're going to be burnt out very, very
Hmm.
quickly. And prioritizing myself, that helped a lot, and that helped shift my time schedule into what I was actually pouring my time into.
Yeah.
So instead of coming home and like just Netflix, even though that is really,
Yeah.
really nice to do after a long day,
Uh-huh.
I made it a point to research about stocks, and I enrolled
Mm.
myself in a stock course because I know my personality. I want to learn fast, so I'm willing
Mhm.
to pay the price. But I also, on top of that, read a lot of books, and that's, I guess, what shaped me and
Mhm.
my thinking. And the third most important thing after like finding your why and then like prioritizing yourself, the third thing is actually to surround yourself in an environment that
Mm.
enables you to keep this consistency in your week. And I think like that is the missing link for a lot of people, because the consistency drops off when we
Mhm.
are tired, when we are vulnerable, when we have a lot of things on our plate and we're stressed. If we
Mhm.
have people around us who are, striving for very similar things, and
Mhm.
they're saying, "Hey, you're doing a great job," when
Mhm.
you need to hear it and you don't really acknowledge that, or they're
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, what do you think about this?" So it keeps you accountable. I think that
Yeah.
was what helped me personally. And I
Mhm.
would love to hear from you on how you transition from,
Yeah.
such a dark space, and then
Yeah.
how do you keep
Mhm.
consistent, and where are you at now in terms of,
Yeah.
I know you are super busy building your
Uh-huh.
income streams and like
Yeah.
helping people, showing us the way on how you actually do this. Like,
Mhm.
what helps you stay
Mhm.
in control of your schedule, in control of your goals, and like, how
Yeah.
do you keep this in
Mhm.
in the works for such a
Yeah.
long period of time?
Yeah. So, I first of all, I just want to say I definitely agree with your 3 points: finding out your why, prioritizing yourself, and also, wait, what's the third one? My memory.
Environment.
Yes. So I definitely agree with those 3. When I found my why was really when I was experiencing that really dark moment, and it's almost like I feel like a lot of turnaround stories, like a lot of like rags to riches stories, is always at the very low point, like lowest point, and then you just feel inspired or you just see a lot clearer. So when I was in my car, I definitely that was the time when I found my why. And then in terms of surrounding myself with people, I have a slightly different approach. So my approach is actually making my portfolio public. And I
Mm,
know this approach is not for everyone because
sure.
like privacy reasons and also just
Yep.
protecting your like personal information and net worth and all that. But I found that by just publishing my journey, making it super like as transparent as I can, making it
Yep.
really public, like a lot of people are going to see my journey. And so I know I also have a responsibility to my viewers that hey, I have to keep learning about investing or else they'll just be, learning nothing. And I also have to keep investing so that my portfolio can actually grow instead of, just staying the same all the time and staying the same
Yep.
every single week. And so
Sure.
that is how I guess, get that accountability aspect. So instead of, surrounding myself with like-minded investors, which now I have, but before I didn't really have, investor friends or people who are, also interested in personal finance. I just had, my audience. And so I decided to, I guess, build the circle of people who keep me accountable. And so when I started to post YouTube videos about my portfolio, and I think I started with a couple $1,000s. And that was also the time when I lost a couple thousand in crypto. So it wasn't a pretty portfolio, and it was actually in the reds also. And so yeah, I wasn't shy about sharing my, I guess, failures or my mistakes along the way, and just slowly and slowly, because I know I have to keep people like, because people watch me, and I have to make sure that there's something to watch, that like push me to learn more about investing, and push me to also put more money into my portfolio and start making like more stock picks and more investments. So that is the environment aspect for me. And also, in terms of prioritizing yourself, I also feel like it's really important for especially people with a job, people with 9 to 5 jobs, um, especially with like the work from home situation. I feel like a lot of people, they just like, jump out of bed and brush their teeth and go straight to work.
Yeah.
And that's a situation for a lot of people. And I was there too. I'm not going to lie. Like, I was there too. And there are days when, my schedule is just so packed that I have to jump to my work, first thing in the morning. But I really feel like in the long run, it's really not healthy. I feel like for a lot of people, they keep prioritizing other people's needs, like their boss's needs
Yeah.
or their, friends' needs above their own needs. And in the end, it's almost like, riding an airplane. And we always tell, if you're a mom, you have to put on your oxygen mask first, or
Yeah.
else how can you help your baby, right? And
Right.
so, same thing with life. You have to take care of yourself first. It doesn't matter. Like, it can be small things like, just taking a walk or making yourself a cup of tea or just like reading. But it's so important to put yourself first before you just try to, become like empty your water to, other cups.
Right.
And yeah, I definitely agree with what you said too, just like putting your own needs first, prioritizing yourself first, because if you are, all over the place, how can you help others? Same thing with investing in the stock market, investing in yourself, investing in your retirement accounts. Like, I know for some people it might sound, kind of selfish, keeping money to yourself, but at the same time, you have to think about, hey, if you're old, right? If you're old and you're, at retirement years, who is gonna support you? Do you want to then rely on other people? Like that is, equally not
Yeah.
desirable in my opinion. So my approach is that I'd rather invest that money when I'm young and just prepare for retirement and prepare for when I get old, and just make sure that, I never become a burden to anyone else. And
Right.
yeah, that's also one of my great motivators when it comes to investing and just, I guess, stock picking, investing, and setting up my retirement accounts.
I really like that because it tells me that we are all very similar in
Hmm.
what motivates us and what are our fears and what
Yeah.
are the stumbling blocks that we come into when we are on this journey.